Hello, dear traders, and welcome to our weekly trading session and our educational session. Guys, my name is Thomas. I would like to welcome everyone to our YouTube event today. What else should I say? My name is Thomas. I'm an analyst and a trader with Olymp Trade, and today's topic of the session is going to be a little bit of market overview and a little bit of trading. So I'll probably open a few trades if I have some suitable situation, and I will also talk a little bit about market news, about the upcoming market news, because we have quite a few of them. So a lot of interesting stuff is happening right now in the markets, and some of the biggest movers that I can see today is, of course, Brent. So Brent oil is a very interesting situation. Um, so if you can hear me well, and if you would like to ask something, you can just raise your question in the chat section right under the video here on YouTube or next to it. Or another option is you can just say hi. That will also be highly appreciated, because that gives me the understanding that you're actually watching this event, and um, you are also following what I have to say. So, guys, once again, yeah, let me know what do you think. What do you think about today's market, today's trading, today's everything? I'm pretty sure that some of you are, following the news closely, and um, even though I wouldn't say that we have some dramatic news, but we do have some very interesting updates. And the first one comes from the oil market. So let's go ahead and check. So Brent oil. And like I said, Brent, maybe it's not that really important on FTT, on the FTT mode of trading, but when it comes to Forex trading, so Brent becomes more important. And we can see that in the last 24-hour candlesticks, Brent has already dropped by 4.5%, close to 5% actually, and we are in this long downturn since the beginning, since the first week of November, where I thought it would break above the 100 mark. But eventually, what happened with Brent was that Brent got quickly oversold, and um, those expectations from the bulls on Brent, they didn't come true, and the prices went down. And at the same time, I can see that right now we have finally formed a setup, an entry point here on the RSI indicator with a pretty strong potential rebound. So if this setup comes true, then we can see a quick rise up to maybe $85 per barrel. So that's exactly what I want to do, guys. Now I want to open a trade on Brent, yes, and that will be one quite risky one with a multiplier of 50, and I will also open another one relatively conservative one with a multiplier of only 20. So that's a big difference. So 20 and 50, and so yeah, if we go up by 4%, I will have this. Yeah, here I can see my take profit, my stop loss is here, so my stop loss is still safe, and here my take profit and stop loss are even more safer, and I want to just drag it down just a little bit towards this area, so that to make sure that if there is a double top formation, like for example Brent price goes up like here and it stops right before this level of resistance, and so that yeah, it stops, it still gets executed, so my take profit order gets executed. About guys, this week about about trading sessions, we are going to have one session tomorrow and one session on Thursday. So I think tomorrow it will be Abhishek, my colleague, or maybe Himant. I'm not sure. One of these two guys, and I will probably do my trading session on Thursday. So we'll see about that. We are just constantly changing. We all want to be doing these trading sessions, so we like decide. Okay, you do it tomorrow, and I do it on Thursday. Things like that. What is driving eventually? Yeah, I didn't talk about what is driving oil prices down, and it's quite interesting. And there are multiple reasons. So, reason number one, or I don't know, where do I begin? Which reason to start? So, first of all, especially last week's drop. So, it's again China. China is in the spotlight. China is in the focus. So what's happening in China? Another COVID lockdowns, and they start spreading all over the country. So China still follows the zero COVID zero COVID tolerance policy. It means that as soon as a person's rapid test or like COVID test turns out positive, then immediately this person is placed into lockdown. And many people, I would say like not just thousands, but millions or probably tens of millions of people uh, at are currently in lockdowns. And because of this fact, this means a slowdown and in the economy, and also some factories they even had to shut their operations because some of the workers and a major part of the working staff is now not able to work because they are they are detained at home. And sometimes I mean like probably you also, if you can just Google it or watch it on YouTube, some of the videos where there is this special quarantine police that would actually weld, I think the word is weld, the door, like the front door, with electric welding, and you cannot even exit your house unless you just jump out of the window. So it's crazy. And so far, as of now, the situation remains under control, supposedly. But if things start worsening, then there will be another slowdown and another decrease in oil consumption in China. Now, what's happening with oil? Another thing which I want to mention is last week's huge drop. So I think it happened last Monday, right? Yeah, Monday on the 21st of November last week. So what happened here? There was this. So even though Brent had been trading lower, and then at my time, that was like 4 p.m. my time, my local time. So there was this huge drop, like $4, and then immediate rebound. So did anyone even notice why is that? And I would say, guys, this is also a very important factor here that confirms how important take profits and stop losses are. Because if you, for example, open the trade here and you, for example, had a take profit here, then immediately you would have like made a profit. But if you opened your terminal like 2 3 weeks later, 2 3 hours later, I'm sorry. So then the price would have rebounded back to its opening price, and you would have even lost the position. I don't know. Probably you would not have. You probably wouldn't have held it for like after this pullback. Now the reason for that, was these rumors that came about Saudi Arabia, that Saudi Arabia was planning to cut oil output, or sorry, to remove that oil production cut, and eventually, yeah, we saw this huge drop, and then immediately when the Saudi Arabia's press secretary or speaker announced that no, that was not true, and then immediately oil prices just went up, rebounded so hard. Now, then later that week, some more rumors started coming in that the US would lift the oil embargo on Venezuela. That was the number one driver, and also more and more COVID lockdowns in China. And eventually, 3 weeks later, from the highs of the 7th of November, we are trading back we are back at 81 and a half dollars per barrel. So we are trading significantly lower, but it's not the end of the day. So we will see what the oil prices will be next. Okay, so seems that they might rebound. So I'm making my trade. So I've already actually opened already my trade, but I'm pretty sure that after this sharp drop of more than $6, and with this line trying to breach the 30 level, we can really break above the 30 line, and we can actually we can actually trade, go back into this corridor, and then do some trading in this corridor, and eventually that's going to be a very interesting situation, and we can have some profits here as well. So a few questions. Please show us how to view the economic bulletin and how to use it for trading in Forex. Yes, I will gladly do so. And the thing about this bulletin, or I call it, or another name for it, it goes by the name of economic calendar, is basically the indication, kind of like this indication, where this table, where you can get, you can find all the necessary information here about today's major releases. Like, I wouldn't say it is kind of like this the holy grail of trading, but it's also very important in terms of trading, and I would definitely suggest that you spend time looking at it. Like, I tried trading with this economic calendar, and yes, all these news, like not all, but some of these news, they actually they have the exact time when they are published. That is a huge advantage for this, because we know exactly when to expect some volatility. But sometimes we just have a very like sharp moves. Like, you can have an up surge, and then afterwards the price starts plunging, and unfortunately you cannot take into account, and there is no way, there is no possibility to predict how it will turn out, how it will play out this time. So unfortunately we cannot do much about this, but at the same time, to see kind of like the overall activity and the overall volatility in the next coming days. So economic calendar is important, but I would also say that it's very important to use it in the following situation. Like, for example, you see this CPI news coming out tomorrow, will be published at 13 so 1 p.m. my time, in my time, so maybe your time zone might be different. And eventually what I want to do is I want to make sure that if I have any position open on the euro, or any other currency with the euro, I just want to make sure that I have stop losses and take profits, because on some news you might see a situation like this. So for example, imagine you had a long position here, you opened a long position here, and then you waited, and then you didn't put a stop loss, and you get stopped out. So stop out and you lose your position completely. Now, another situation, like the opposite situation. For example, let's imagine you were short. You sold short, and you were betting for the decrease of the exchange rate here of the chart, and then here, but the price went down in your favorable direction quickly, rapidly, but you didn't have you didn't set a take profit, and then the price rebounded back, and you didn't win anything. You didn't make any profit here. Okay, so that is why, if you have forex positions, I want you to well, probably the best idea is to have a look at the economic calendar every day before the trading session starts, in order just to avoid major screws up. Like, you don't want to screw up by not setting the proper stop loss or a take profit. Other than that, I think it's curious. Like, basically on this Wednesday, we're going to see the GDP of the United States coming out and being released, and that is a very interesting news. All right, guys, something not really directly related to our trading platform, but I want to show you something that is very, very interesting. Last week, rumors appeared that that Apple, so Apple, that iPhone company, let's call it that. So the iPhone company, Apple, were actually planning to purchase Manchester United. Wow. And then the Manchester United price just surged. It doubled from $13 to $21. Now, the initial IPO price was $15. And, well, I would say, like, talking about stocks. So Manchester United is a good team. Some people love it. It's one of the favorite teams of many people. I have nothing against Manchester United, but it's not really the company of growth because uh, potentially why people invest in stocks, because people expect something like this. When we think about Apple, we expect a chart like this. So a company comes up with know-how, company develops something like Tesla, and then the stock price goes up. Like even like Amazon, for example, bam, even despite the current drawdown and this 50% drop basically that happened from 180 down to $93 on Amazon, but still we expect something like this. Nvidia, like a huge rise in price, even despite this 60 well 70% drop down to 100. But still, we expect some interesting scenarios. But with companies like, well, companies or football teams like this, Manchester United, I mean, like this team will just not double. Okay, so occasionally, and this team cannot really start generating twice as much revenue. I mean, so it's like, in my opinion, it's an interesting idea, and I would probably want to have this stock in my portfolio, but I wouldn't really expect like huge returns, huge gains from this company, from this football club, basically. Even though they can win, 10 champion leagues, and maybe then, you know, but still, it's a little different scenario. But it's very interesting, and I think that's a very interesting case, something that um, I'm not sure, probably have happened before. I'm just not familiar with that. How many times has it happened in throughout the world's history when some company would purchase a football club and football team, or and maybe now Manchester United would change their name to Apple United or something. I don't know, but that is an interesting story, and I recommend for you just kind of like this additional information so you can read about that. That's quite exciting. Now, guys, going back to our trades, right? Please show us quick turn strategy, perfect turn strategy, and double Bollinger strategy. All right, we can do that. Let me. Olymp Trade finally blocked my account. Also, I'm also a new member in the group of blocked people. So, Samarth, can you please specify what was the reason? Because if on a very, very rare occasion, if the company blocks an account, there really has to be some very clear reason for that. Like, it doesn't happen for no reason. So guys, who's watching football, by the way? Do you have a favorite team? I guess you all support your countries if your country is in the cup, in the World Cup. Now, so what else do I want to mention today? Battles, that is something very that is a very interesting way of gaining some. Well, first of all, it's a fun way to see who is better in trading, you or your opponent. So we have battles in here in the events section. So football 22 index is ready for you 24/7. So this index is based on on the quotes of some of sports manufacturers like Nike, Adidas, and I think a few more. So yes, that's I guess that's it. For that, what advice can you give me as beginners? All right. So as a beginner, a piece of advice number one would definitely be learn how to learn to cut your losses, and then you will get your profit. So uh, thing number one to avoid is to not get tilted by trading, because so what I call by tilt is basically this psychological situation when you control when you lose control over your trading situation, when you lose the ground and you start doing some random trades. um, when you start doing random trades and eventually you will try to win back your daily losses, and then that's basically you start digging yourself even deeper in the losses. So that's probably thing number one. And suggestion number two is, of course, do analytics, do analyze your trades, see how much you're winning, how much you're losing, and why. And yeah, so that's very important to do, to always consider your how you can improve. So learn from your mistakes, not just make mistakes and forget about them, but instead learn from these mistakes. Okay, how does one navigate multiple frames for a day trade, because I'm getting confused. Well, so the what's the story about this? So the story is this one. You want to be using these higher time frames, like 4 hour, 1 day, 4 hour, etc. You only want to be using them when you trade forex. So when you trade FTT mode of trading, they are obsolete. You don't really need them, I think, in my opinion, maybe out of curiosity. But when it comes to forex, you always want to know your potential. So you always want to know how far your current trade can travel. So let's have a look at my situation here. So I have this trade on brand which I opened, and how far up can it go? So I think it can go up by at least $5, and that's going to be a huge profit for me from these trades. I can make so plus 200%. I've already set take profits and stop losses. So probably that will be a nice profit for me. And I can see that yes, it on 4 hour time frame, yes, we have this up signal. That's probably the strongest signal, the strongest reversal signal possible. On you cannot get any stronger signal, right? So if you are a technical trader like me, I mostly rely on technical analysis rather than fundamental analysis. So guys, this is it. This is the signal. They're just not gonna be a stronger signal than this one. So based on my technical analysis knowledge and based on my knowledge of the RSI indicator, that is the strongest signal possible. Okay. So here I've opened this trade, and now I'm just waiting for this situation to unfold. Um, now, so you need these time frames. So 1 day I can see that, well, potentially I can, like, it can go up here maybe, or potentially it can drop. For example, if I had a short sell position right now, I would probably know that, okay, that's a very strong level of support, 70. So I would I would definitely set a stop loss, or a take profit somewhere around here, like 71, 72. Like I wouldn't expect this price to drop all the way to like 50. It's just not possible. So working with different time frames on forex is very, very, very much important, because it gives you some sort of feeling about potential, how much your current trade can go. Like, can it go 2% or 10%? That's a huge difference, and based on that you can actually play with your stop losses, with your multiplier, and other important things that you use in forex. All right, so quick turn and double Bollinger. All right, since you asked a few times, I need to switch. So, what was that? Double Bollinger. So, guys, this one is locked. Do I have to unlock it? Quick turn. So, double Bollinger, right? So, what is in the double Bollingers? Double crossover? Double Bollinger, right? So I have two Bollingers. Okay, I remember double Bollinger strategy. So let me show you how you can use it in without even purchasing it. So Bollinger, and we need another Bollinger bands. So we have two Bollinger bands. One has the SMA. All right. All right. So we have two Bollinger Bands indicators now, and now I switch to 1 hour time frame up. Okay, so the euro against the Australian dollar. We can see that on the hourly time frame we are overbought, both on the 20 Bollinger Bands, on the 20 BB and on the 30 BB. So what can we do here in this case? We can go to the euro. Oh, it's not available on forex. Euro AUD. Euro. Oh, it should be available. Yes, here it is. So the Euro AUD, and on this one, and we can open a trade, a counter trend. We can use 200 multiplier, let the amount be 500, a little smaller, a little bit less risk. And so yeah, the principle of the double Bollinger strategy is that the second Bollinger with the period of with the SMA 30 or the period 30, it confirms your previous signal, and you only want to open trades when they both when the chart actually travels all the way towards the second Bollinger. So basically, this one, it gives us some understanding, like when the price reaches the first one, it gives us some idea, like, hey, start paying attention to this chart. And then the second most important is the most important signal is when the price reaches the 30 Bollinger Bands, and that's when you want to be opening trades in the downwards direction. So that's how it works. Now let me go ahead and open it, use my 1 minute time frame. And so yeah, something like this, even though this trade didn't work out here, but eventually it does. So basically we just have like double confirmation. We have two Bollinger Bands. Oh, sorry. Yeah, another option probably. Yeah, completely forgot. It's not necessarily, since I don't use this strategy a lot. Yes, okay, that was my bad. I forgot. No, you don't change the SMA 20 to SMA 30. You just change the standard deviation. I completely forgot. Since I don't use this strategy a lot, that's absolutely normal when you forget something. So yes, because I was like thinking it just doesn't look the way I used to look at this strategy when since and yeah, I have to remind you once again. So it is impossible. We have like close to 45 trading strategies available on the platform, and it is totally impossible to use all of them. So eventually, you have to use some of them. It's like, you play a game, like you play some shooter game, and you can carry, 10 guns, 10 different weapons, but every time you can only use one of them. On some rare occasions, you can use maybe two, or you can use an alternate mode. So you should use this metaphor when thinking about trading. So you want to be carrying some 5 or maybe even 10 trading strategies in your portfolio, and you need to be able to know them. You need to be able to understand how they work, and when they work for you, because some trading strategy can work better on Monday, and then the other strategy can work better on Tuesday, things like that, and that is true. But at the same time, you do not want to be using all these trading strategies simultaneously. So that is why that's my basic explanation. So yes, with double Bollinger strategy, it's this situation here. So we have this. We only get a signal when the price touches the second Bollinger. So when the price reaches the first Bollinger, it gives us alert. It gets us alerted. But you only open a trade when the price actually reaches the second one. And from there, the price usually makes a small rebound, and then the price actually returns back into this normal area, or yeah, like that. Yeah, like this one. So in this case, I can open a trade. I double checked that my time frame is 1 minute, equals 1 minute. My duration equals 3 minutes. So 1 minute multiplied by 3 equals 3 minutes. That is my basic approach to the duration of trades. And yeah, that's it. That's the signal according to this strategy. Guide me on unblock. Well, basically, if you want to unlock a strategy, you need to purchase this strategy. So what was that? Double turn, or what was that? Perfect turn. I have perfect turn. Oh, quick turn. Oh yeah, I have perfect turn available actually. Yes, let's have a look at. Oh, so RSI and Bollinger Bands. Okay, that's kind of like a different strategy, but has a very simple or very similar pattern in it. So in this strategy, we have two layers of confirmation. Layer of confirmation number one comes um, when we get a signal from the Bollinger Bands indicator, and layer of confirmation number two comes from the RSI indicator. And we open trades only when these two signals they are confirmed by one another. So we have two levels of confirmation. So we have level of confirmation number one and level of confirmation number two, the RSI indicator, so the Bollinger Band signal and the RSI indicator. So that's how we read signals. And yeah, so signal here, signal there. Voila, that is it, guys. So let me go ahead and try and find some signal. Like I said, I personally don't use this strategy that much because, like I said, it's just impossible to fit everything in your. I mean, like at any given time, you do not while searching for a trading signal, you do not want to be like checking this signal on 10 different strategies. Like you want to just have one trading strategy and you want to like trade with one. So yes, probably a signal like this one, gold. See, it's a perfect signal, even though it expired. It's not active anymore. It was active maybe here and maybe on the second one candlestick. But this is okay. So why is it 5 minutes? Okay. Okay. Anyways, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, it doesn't matter because patterns and signals are all the same. So let me remove Fibonacci. So the signal came here when the blue line of the RSI indicator crossed the 30 line from bottom upwards. So that was the signal here. And on this current candlestick, on this candlestick, or on the second one, on the next one, you could still open a trade. And we are pushing, yeah, so we are pushing north. So that is an example of a recent setup, of a recent trade, of a recent possible trade on gold. Okay, so now let me go ahead. Yes, guys, another signal here. We are oversold on both the Bollinger Bands and the RSI indicator. So two layers of confirmation confirm one another, and that is why I open a trade in the downwards direction. Okay, basic dollar index, the signal is almost there. Just waiting a little bit. Bitcoin, so yes, we have this signal, but it's a little different, right? We need this confirmation from the RSI indicator, so we need this line to go down under this 70 line, or at least to go close to it. Oh yeah, a recent signal here, Arabian General Index. Guys, maybe I won't be able to find a live signal, but for this strategy, but have a look at these recent signals. It's very important to learn from the recent setups, from the recent signals, because here it is, and yeah, it's just good. So that was just a legit signal. Yes, I would say something like this, a signal like this one, possibly not the strongest one. I wouldn't really say it's the strongest one, but still. Okay, Asian Composite Index. Okay, let me see, Asia Composite Index. Yeah, so something like this. Yes, a breakout, possible breakout on Bollinger Bands confirmed by the RSI indicator. Yes, that is totally a signal according to this strategy. Okay, so I still want to find a signal, guys. So let me go ahead and find a signal. Yes, Europe Composite Index. Bravo, bravo. The signal is there. Not, I wouldn't say it's the like five out of five signal, but it's like 4 out of 5, 4+ out of 5. Because like why I say it's not a 5 out of 5, because 5 out of 5 is a situation like this, when we have a strong breakout above the 70 line and the price or the value of the RSI indicator holds there, stays there for a few moments, and then for not just for a few moments but a few minutes, and then eventually drops under the 70 line. So that is the perfect one. So this one is still okay, but just not the perfect one. Okay, that's it. um, yes, and GBP, so the pound against the US dollar here in this strategy. So it is not this is not a signal because we don't have the confirmation from the RSI. We just have one confirmation, one layer of confirmation that comes from Bollinger Bands, but there is no confirmation from the RSI. So LATAM index close to a signal but not yet. What about this one? Yes, I would say Mahajantar. Yes, the signal is there. And let me go ahead. Munch. Yes, let's open Munch. Oasis. Yes. When the RSI indicator is overbought by so much, we can also open a counter trade. Okay, and we can have a look at my current trades. So guys, that is it about this trading strategy. This strategy, like any other strategy, requires some time and effort, and most importantly, it requires some attention from you. So you need to understand whether this strategy works for you or not. That is why you can open up to 5 subsequent sub accounts on your platform, and you can allocate maybe $100 to each one of them, and you can try each trading strategy. And why I say $100? You just need one some round number, and then you need to understand whether this strategy works. It's just easier to calculate. So place $100 in a few sub accounts, name them according to the names of those trading strategies, and then just start trading and see what works for you and what doesn't. Like, you don't want to be like why I always talk about statistics and trade in general, because sometimes we are deceitful to ourselves. We think that one strategy generates us money, even though and that is your favorite strategy, but oftentimes it's not. Like, you think that you are making money off of one trading strategy, but in fact this trading strategy is basically constantly taking money out of your pocket, and then some other strategy which you thought that was a losing strategy, in fact that strategy would generate money. And that is a very common case when we talk about this when we talk about statistics of trades with our clients. Oftentimes we ask, so why do you keep trading, maybe say Asia Composite Index, and you have a loss, or you have a net loss of I don't know, maybe $200-300 on that Asia Composite Index, and at the same time on the Euro USD pair you have plus, $500 profit. So why do you still keep trading Asia Composite Index? So sometimes there is a legit explanation. Maybe 1 week or 1 month is different from one another. But then we can also have a look at more kind of like in a longer perspective, and we can see whether like truly this index or that asset or another asset is giving money or taking money from the client's trading account. All right, so here are my trades. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do I have more trades? Okay, so my quick trading stats from using these strategies, and also, yeah, you can open another one here. So 4 winners, 2 losers, not bad. It's 2/3 winning trades. Also, what is worth noting is that I'm already making this much money on off of brand, but like I say, on forex, before you close the position and you take your profit, nothing is for sure, because you're now maybe making plus 2%, maybe 500%. But if you don't close the position while making this money, it may all go to zero. Guys, I would like to thank you all for this webinar. We usually make it 30 minutes, but today I had more stuff to share with you, so that's why it took a little longer. So 30 minutes, we talked for about 45 minutes. So I wish you all a very good trading week, an excellent trading week. Wish you all nice, big, fat profits, and I wish you, for those who are beginning trading, uh, learn something from this week, learn from your mistakes, learn from your winners as well. Try to have as many winning trades as possible, and try to cut down the number of losing trades as much as possible, or at least how much you lose from those losing trades. So focus on your improving your mistakes, and focus on replicating your successes. Guys, thank you very much. I will see you soon. Wishing you a wonderful week. Tomorrow will be another trading session, so I will see you probably tomorrow, or you will see one of my colleagues. Have a good day and see you soon. Bye bye.